Hello friends, welcome back. If you are new here, my name is Katie and this is my channel, Rouse Rising. Thank you so much for joining me here today. I am a mom of soon-to-be 5 kids. I'm also a birth and postpartum doula by trade and a holistic family and lifestyle vlogger on YouTube, which is where you're at right now. Welcome. Today I want to share with you my 31-week update. I haven't been doing these weekly, I've just been doing them sporadically. We are still in the midst of the 2020 COVID pandemic, and I live in Oregon where we are shut down. This past week, my husband and I celebrated our 10th wedding anniversary. And that was really interesting. We had an awesome time together. We always have a lot of fun together. But what was so interesting about it was trying to figure out what could we do together since we had a babysitter for the first time in 3 years. It's like, what can we go do together kid-free? And everything is shut down. So we were lucky enough to find one of 3 restaurants that are open in our town. So we went to one of the restaurants and they're bravely open. They have been fined, and throughout the pandemic they have remained open with support from the community to pay to help them stay open. And so that is a restaurant we chose to go to last night. We had a nice meal and then we just went and walked around some stores, did some like window shopping, just talking, hanging out, that kind of thing. So it was a really nice anniversary, quiet. Just spent a few hours alone together, which if you have children and you don't have much of a support network, you know that any time alone with your significant other is precious time, especially, for instance, for us, it happens like at night when the kids are asleep, or once every 3 years when we hire a babysitter and make plans to be together. So we had a good time. Right now it is winter. We are at the end of December and there is snow outside, so much snow, at least where we live. I am going to update you guys about my pregnancy. I am currently 31 weeks pregnant. Baby is about the size of a stalk of broccoli or a pineapple or a bunch of asparagus. Take your pick. Our baby is a little over 3 pounds now. It is as long as it's gonna get, maybe within an inch or two. It's about 19 to 21 inches long and very skinny. So these last couple weeks, the baby will be putting on lots and lots of fat. So who knows how much longer I have left. If you have been on my channel for a while, then you know my last baby was born at the 43-week mark with a bit of an eviction. So a little backstory here. 3 of our children have been born from 42 weeks onward. So with the last one born at 43 weeks. We did have one surprise baby at the 40-week mark, and he was our team green baby. He was our other team green baby. And at 39 weeks, I think 5 days, my water broke. And then it was about 3 days with premature ruptured membranes before he made his appearance. And during those 3 days, I would have start-stall labor. I would labor in the mornings from about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning to about 7 in the morning. When my toddlers would wake up, my labor would stall out, and the same thing would happen the next day. I used tricks like acupuncture, chiropractic care, walking hills, walking curbs, spinning babies exercises, you name it. In those 3 days, I wore myself out trying to get my labor to stay consistent and to produce a baby, which finally it did. On the 3rd day at around 70 hours, my labor kicked in and I had a fast 1 hour and 20-minute labor and delivery of our 3rd child, and the rest were 42 weekers and beyond, and their labors were pretty much standard. So if you want, you can go back and look and watch all of my other birth stories and watch their births on video in my playlist, Pregnancy, Birth, and Postpartum, where I have all of my pregnancy updates and then all of my birth stories, etc. I also have a playlist that is dedicated to my miscarriage and loss journey. If you are a mother who has been through that as well, or if you're just curious about it, I'm an open book and you can go and check out that playlist. I will link everything down below as well. You'll see them pop up here periodically throughout this video. They're little prompts. You can either click on those or go to my channel and check out the playlist yourself and see what all is there. So how have I been feeling the last couple weeks since my last update? I think my last update was probably around the beginning of third trimester. And since then I have grown a little bit more. I've gained a little bit more weight, and other than that, my health has been pretty good. I am experiencing a lot of reflux and indigestion type stuff that is associated with baby just putting lots of pressure on my stomach, and so eating meals has been a little bit more tricky. I mean, I'm just not able to eat as much as I used to all at once, because when I do eat, I have to really size down how much I'm able to eat, because if I eat too much, obviously, I think with anybody, but especially in pregnancy, the portion sizes towards the end get a lot smaller. So I am taking papaya enzymes to help with the reflux and heartburn and everything else that I've been experiencing. Maybe this baby's going to have a lot of hair. Who knows? Another thing that I have been experiencing, but not as severe as in other pregnancies, and I will explain why. And almost all of my pregnancies, I have suffered with pubis symphysis dysfunction. Depending on where you are in the world, it might be called symphysis pubis dysfunction or pubis symphysis dysfunction. Either way, it is where your pubic bone comes together. There's a little separation there that's held together with a ligament, and as the relaxin kicks in your body, that little separation there can become loose and you can get pain there. Now, what causes the pain in your pubis symphysis area is not being symmetrical with your body. Standing on one leg to put your pants on, or sitting with your legs crossed. Anything that you're doing that is not symmetrical for your body can aggravate or exacerbate pubis symphysis dysfunction. The way you sleep at night, if you're sleeping on your side and your legs are collapsed on each other, then you're going to experience more pubis symphysis pain. If you're able to put a pillow between your knees and your shin, your ankle area, your thighs, that kind of thing, and keep your legs parallel, keep your hips parallel while you sleep on your side, that is going to lessen your pubic symphysis dysfunction or pain. So when I get dressed and when I put my shoes on, now I have learned after 4 pregnancies, this being my 5th one, that I need to sit down. If I try to stand up and put all of my weight on one leg while lifting another leg to get dressed or whatever, then that is when I notice that the pubic symphysis gets even worse. So things that I have been very mindful of are just staying symmetrical as I can in all of my movements, in the way I sit, the way I sleep, the way I drive my car, everything. When I'm walking, I'm trying to be symmetrical. I'm not trying to do any crazy tricks or not doing lunges, that kind of thing. One thing I am doing exercise-wise that I feel like has helped me throughout this pregnancy is I'm doing a lot of squats and walking. So I'm not going out and walking, you know, miles and miles and miles, but most of my walking is done around my house. So I am up moving constantly throughout the day. And aside from like sitting down to eat a meal or resting, sitting down for a few minutes between tasks if my legs are achy. Thankfully, in 3rd trimester, I haven't had the achy legs like I've had in previous trimesters. I think around beginning to middle of 2nd trimester, I was having really throbbing, aching legs if I was on my feet too much. And thankfully, with the use of compression socks and staying up on my hydration and my supplements, the restless legs, the aching, fatigued legs that I have experienced when I'm on my feet all day have significantly decreased. I do sit down when I need a break, when I need to give my legs a rest, but it's not as severe as it was back in 2nd trimester. I was really struggling in 2nd trimester with restless leg syndrome at night, kind of leg cramps and daily fatigue circulation issues in my legs, but the compression socks have been amazing. So I highly recommend that you get those if you have achy legs at all. And I also recommend staying up on your supplements, mainly folate, magnesium, potassium, your B vitamins, that kind of thing, so that your circulation and everything is working in your favor, and decreasing like some of the muscle fatigue, cramping, Charlie horses, that sort of thing that many women experience in their pregnancies. So this pregnancy, because I am aware of all of these things, I have actually felt really great, surprisingly. I really suffered in previous pregnancies. I just wasn't physically aware of my body as far as how I carried myself, how I sat, how I slept, all of that. And by the time I realized that the way my daily movement affected my body and my pain, it was too late, and I was already in a lot of pain, and I kind of had done the damage in my pregnancy that I just had to manage with physical therapy, chiropractic care, and stretching and things like that, yoga. Since I have been proactive this time, I have been feeling physically really great, and I'm so thankful for that, because I'm able to do a lot more, and I'm able to enjoy my pregnancy a lot more. So that's been amazing. One thing I have experienced in the last week or two is there was a brief period of time when at night my legs would be on the verge of cramping, of getting like Charlie horse, like you could feel the muscles in I could feel the muscles in my calves starting to seize up, and I would just relax my legs and then the urge would go away. So when that started to happen, I realized, like at the time, I think I was taking my prenatal, my thyroid medication, and fish oil, vitamin C, zinc, but I wasn't taking extra folate at the time because my prenatal has it in there. And then I felt like I was to a certain point in my pregnancy where I didn't need additional folate, but I was wrong. So I reincorporated folate into my vitamin supplement regimen, and within 2 days, my leg cramps subsided. I also was sure to eat some liver pate. A lot of times when my body starts to show me certain symptoms, whether it's fatigue or like the achy legs, that kind of thing, I know that I need to get my nutrition in check. So one of the things that I've been doing throughout my pregnancy is eating liver pate, just to help build my blood and just make myself strong. Liver is full of naturally occurring folate, vitamin A, and B vitamins. I've got a little one at the door trying to come in. Let's see if they make it. So liver pate, because liver is such a strong flavor, because liver is such a strong flavored food and unappeasing to many people, which I don't blame. Some people have acquired a taste for liver. Some people never acquire that taste. Me, personally, I like liver pate. It seems to be the only way that I can enjoyably eat liver. So I make sure that I make a batch of that every couple of weeks. I freeze a jar or two, and then we have a jar in our fridge that we smear on our sourdough. So I'm going to link up above a really great liver pate recipe. If you find that your body is achy and that you're exhausted and maybe you have low iron, and if you need that extra boost, check out the liver pate recipe. I swear by it. It's very tasty. Don't taste it until you blend it smooth, because liver just has a different taste until it's pureed. And once it's pureed with the herbs and fat, it transforms, and it is a delicious, delicious spread to enjoy on toast or crackers or whatever it is that you choose, and it's very nutritious. So I will keep on recommending that to you all. Another thing that I am continuing throughout my pregnancy, in first trimester, I drank an herbal blend of teas to combat symptoms of first trimester, nausea, fatigue, that kind of thing. And then second trimester, I started drinking another herbal blend of teas, and then now I'm in my third trimester, and I'm drinking my third trimester red raspberry leaf tea with a variety of other herbs in it to help build my blood, build my vitamin K stores, and nourish my body with the herbs that let's say 200 years ago, we would have gathered and foraged in the forest and made a part of our daily diet and routine. These are things that we would have been drinking as teas throughout our pregnancies. And we still have those things. You can buy them on the supermarket shelf, or you can buy them in bulk and make them yourself and save a ton of money, which is what I have chosen to do in each pregnancy, is to make my own pregnancy tea, my own nursing mother's tea, that kind of thing. So I've got a tea for each trimester, and you can check those out also. I have a glass over here sitting on my dresser right now that I was sipping on before this video, but to get up and walk over there and grab it and show you guys, maybe you'll see it at the end of this video, it will knock the air out of me and I will be sitting here breathing really heavy like I was at the beginning of the video when I sat down and I was having to take deep breaths between words. That is another symptom of my pregnancy right now at 31 weeks, is everything I do makes me out of breath. And maybe I'm just out of shape. My cardio isn't quite up to par where it should be. One thing I do look forward to doing once this baby is born is I would love to get back into running. If I find that I can't run because of my back, which is the case every time, I start a running routine and then I realize the impact is terrible on my back. So I end up doing non-impact workouts like with the row machine and that kind of thing instead of running. But I cannot, for some reason, like right now I have the desire, I'm like, I wish I would have started running at the beginning of my pregnancy and I could still be running now, which I couldn't really because there's snow outside and the roads are covered in ice where I live. So not the safest option for somebody that's heavily pregnant in wintertime in this area where I live. But ways that I am staying in shape during this time is I've got some light weights. I have some 5-pound weights, some 8-pound weights, 10-pound, 15-pound weights. We do have a gym out in our garage. I don't use that very much. I just have all of my free weights that I like to use, my little handheld weights here inside. So I make sure that I'm doing all of my exercises for my arms and my upper body, as well as the squats and the different things that I can do for my lower body. One thing that I am doing to help with my pubis symphysis dysfunction that I spoke about earlier is, you know, like kids have little balls and things like that around the house. So what my chiropractor told me to do is you take a little ball and you sit next to a wall or on the couch if you have like a solid couch arm, and you put the ball between your knee and the couch and you just kind of press the ball into whatever hard surface that is. And that just helps work certain muscles down in your lower abdomen and down around your pubis symphysis, and that has also really helped decrease my discomfort with the pubis symphysis dysfunction. And I do it on both sides. I just incorporate it into my daily exercises, and so far it hasn't hurt. So far it's been helpful. I am going to the chiropractor. I know I've mentioned chiropractic care a couple of times throughout this vlog, but I really want to touch base on that and tell you my experience with chiropractic care. So about 6 weeks ago, I had a really bad kink in my neck and I had a rib out, and I was starting to experience that pubis symphysis dysfunction that I've been talking about. And I finally called the chiropractor and made an appointment. I went earlier in my pregnancy before we flew out to Virginia. I was around 10 weeks pregnant and I was having some issues, and the chiropractor got me aligned before my trip, and all of those issues kind of faded away. Well, I tend to wait. Instead of maintenance, I'll wait till something gets bad and then I'll go. So that's what I did this time. I waited until my pain or something happened where I couldn't function, I couldn't move very well, and then I called the chiropractor and went. So I made a commitment that I would go every 2 weeks, and the reason why I'm going every 2 weeks is because every 2 weeks my husband is home, so I can schedule my chiropractic appointment with my midwife appointment with any other appointments that I need during the weeks when he is off, so that he can watch the kids, and it's not like this hustle bustle, him having to get out of work to come. And so my chiropractor would like to see me weekly. I said, I can't do that. I can do every other week. And right now, every other week is working really well for me. I think he'd like to see me in there 2 times a week because I get really out of line everywhere. but I come in every 2 weeks, and that is what works for me right now. You can do a couple times a week throughout your pregnancy. You can also go to a massage therapist or a physical therapist if you need to. This is just what's working for me and what I've chosen to do, and it feels right and it feels good. So I went in on Tuesday of this week. We are Thursday now? So 2 days ago I went to the chiropractor, got everything adjusted. My neck was out, I had ribs out, I was all out of whack, and he said you need to come back weekly or bi-weekly to be sure that you are maintaining this. One of the issues I'm having as a result of being out of alignment and my hips being twisted is my baby went transverse. So I haven't felt today or last night where the baby is right now. So I can't give you like a definitive answer if baby is head down. But 2 days ago, and when I was at the midwife's office, baby was right here in my ribs. So let me show you guys my update from Tuesday when I went and saw the midwife.
Hey, what's up, friends? Let me clean you off there. So today I am 31 weeks pregnant, and I had a chiropractor appointment, and he did some Webster technique on me to help my hips that are, one is over rotated, and I have herniated disc in my sacrum and lots of other issues. But this pregnancy I have been doing really well as far as my pain goes and being imbalanced and all of that. I have 5th time's a charm. I have learned to stay symmetrical, sit symmetrical, sleep symmetrical, all that kind of stuff. So I have limited pubis symphysis dysfunction and limited back pain, which is amazing, limited pain in my legs. So that's been really great. Right now, his work schedule is 1 week on, 1 week off. They just have them split up into multiple shifts. So that is awesome, great for me because I have been able to get breaks. I have been able to have time to myself in town. I've been able to do what I need to do for Christmas, and just having him around being helpful. He's helped out with homeschool. It's been amazing. It's been really incredible to have him around every other week. We're just able to get so much more done. And I think now that I'm in 3rd trimester, I'm gonna start taking advantage of his weeks off, and I might start 3rd trimester napping if I feel tired enough, which right now I actually feel really great. I feel like I have a lot of energy, but you never know, like by this afternoon I might be wiped out. So right now I have to go to the store and return a shirt that I got for my husband. And I'm gonna go home and do my complete 31 weeks update. What is going on with this crazy baby in my belly? If you've been around, then you will know that my babies don't like to be in the head down position. So I'm 31 weeks, and yeah, baby's a bit wonky, and the midwives just confirmed its position. So I'm gonna talk a little bit more about that and about what I'm gonna do to work towards remedying baby's position. And really, there's not much I can do. It's really up to the baby. But I can talk to you guys and walk you through kind of what I'm doing to help facilitate and encourage the baby to go head down. I am going to be doing right now I have a postpartum dairy-free meals file for you guys to check out on my channel, or folder, or what is it called? It's where I have a group of videos that I have all of my dairy-free recipes. And then I'm going to be doing some dairy-free freezer meals, mostly soups and stews, some really nourishing and warming meals for me in the postpartum. And then because my family can only tolerate soups and stews so many days and meals and weeks in a row, I'm going to be making them some separate freezer meals. Like I'm going to make them some lasagna. I'm going to make them some enchiladas and things. I've made dairy-free enchiladas, but I also want to make them some enchiladas the way that they like them, and then some lasagna and different things like that, so that my husband can have meals that he can pop in the oven and they can eat for dinner and then lunch the next day, that type of thing. I'm going to be really prepared this time. Baby number 5, there's a lot on our plate. There's a lot going on. And I think it's just best that I have as much food prepared as I can. I'm going to be making some breakfast burritos, maybe even some breakfast quiches, things like that. So stay tuned, and next time you see me, I will be at home giving you the complete update.
So I have a great group of midwives. There are 2 midwives that I see, and then they have a birth assistant, and I think as of right now, we are committing to a home birth. We have had 3 of our 4 children at home. We had our first, third, and fourth babies were born at home. Our second, we had a complication and she was born in the hospital. And this time my options were to have our insurance cover the birth and birth at the birth center. It's just a freestanding birth center that the midwives own, or pay out of pocket for a home birth. And because babies do February, March, like somewhere in that time frame, my concern is the weather being bad, going into labor in the middle of the night and having to find someone to watch our children, or having to get all of our children up and out the door to the birth center. And so there's like, there's some different factors that go into that. Will we be able to get anybody awake in the middle of the night to come and watch our kids? That kind of thing. My last 2 babies were born in the middle of the day before lunch. So that is a possibility that could happen too. That would make things really easy. So then we could just load up in the car and drive to the birth center, have a baby, a couple hours later, drive home, boom, birth covered by insurance. So I guess my husband's down with whatever. We talked about it yesterday. He's down with paying for a home birth. He's down with us going to the birth center. It's really up to me, and I'm this person. I like to weigh everything out. I am a Libra. I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but I'm like, oh, risk versus benefit, pros and cons, kind of everything. And so that's where I'm at right now. He's cool with whatever. It's up to me. What are we going to do? Are we going to stay here and pay out of pocket, or are we just going to go? I mean, there's nothing that I want to prove by having a home birth. I simply don't want to leave my house and go out in the cold when I'm in labor and drive to town. It's like a 25-minute drive to the midwife's birth center. The one time that I left home and had to drive in a car to the hospital in labor, that wasn't very much fun. And it didn't stall anything out or interfere in any way. It just wasn't fun. And we had to drop our son off at a babysitter's house, and it was just, I'd rather just hang out at home, push the baby out, take a shower in my shower, and climb into my cozy bed and not have to go outside in the frigid cold with a newborn. That's just my preference. And with my health being good and everything, it's a great option for me. So that's kind of where we're at with that. I think we're committed to a home birth, but a part of me says, well, I could use that money to, update the bathroom, or to go towards new wood floors in the house and get rid of this carpet that you guys see that's it's carpet. So that's kind of where we're at as far as that goes right now at 31 weeks. The good news is I might have a long time to think about this. Like I said, my last baby came at 43 weeks, so I am anywhere from 6 weeks to 12 weeks from delivering a baby. 6 weeks to 12 weeks. That's my grace period. I figure 37 weeks or 43 weeks, but somewhere in there. And I always get to 37 weeks and I say, oh, any day now, we could have a baby any day now, because that's kind of like the safe zone for when you can give birth at home. And in my mind, it's just like the safe zone for babies having less breathing problems, that kind of thing. So I always say, once I get to 37 weeks, I'm like, any day now, any day now. And then 1 week turns into 6 weeks later, I'm still pregnant, So that's why my grace period is 6 to 12 weeks. If you guys have any questions for me, feel free to leave a comment down below. I am an open book, and I will gladly answer anything that you throw my way. Down below in the video's description, I'm going to link some additional videos for you guys to check out, some additional vlogs for you to check out. And also I want to put down there a list of books that I am reading, pregnancy related books, natural birth related books, midwifery related books, infant child care, that kind of stuff, holistic lifestyle and parenting type books. And then also I'm going to list down there some of the products that I'm using throughout my pregnancies. If you guys want to, go down into the description of this video and you will see all kinds of links to different things that I use throughout my pregnancy and things that have been helpful to me. And if you click on one of those links and shop through those links, then that actually helps our family out, and anything you buy within 24 hours from those links, we actually get a bit of commission off of. So it's no additional charge to you. It's not some kind of pyramid scheme or anything like that. They're just links that if you use them, they kick back us a little bit of commission for sending you their way. So thank you guys so much for joining me today during this 31-week update. I'm sure it was really scatterbrained. That's kind of how I do things. So if I didn't just throw these videos together, I would never get any videos done. That's just kind of how it's been happening lately. I figure if I don't put up my stand, turn on my light, and talk to the camera, then I'm not going to get it done. If I wait for everything to be perfect in life to do a vlog, it wouldn't happen, because nothing is perfect around here. Certainly, I am not perfect. So it's been a struggle. At the beginning of this pregnancy, I said to myself that I'm going to vlog every single week. I am going to be doing this and doing that and doing all the things that vloggers do. And then Mom of 4 pregnant status kicks in, and it's like survival mode. Put out what you can. Try to provide some valuable information to people. Try to share an experience and wish for the best. And that's what I've been doing. And I appreciate that you guys have stuck around, that you guys are coming to my channel and watching these vlogs. It means so much to me. Thank you so much. I look forward to sharing this next baby's birth and the rest of this pregnancy. Let's see how long I stay pregnant for. This is the question of the century. How long is Katie gonna be pregnant for? Probably forever. Let's be serious. But thank you guys so much for joining me here today. I appreciate you so much. If you haven't already, give this video a like. Click the subscribe button. When you do that, you'll see a little notification bell, and click that too so that you can stay up to date with every video that we put on our vlog. Thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, bye.